And then in here, I'd also want to state projects and state what kind of projects we have. So we're using some markup here where this little hashtag kind of symbol is making things large for us. So you'll notice this here where, one, these green things on the side just indicate changes to this file. So those green things won't show up on the README itself. It's just indicating that you've made a change. And then that hashtag made things super bold and big and large. And then the text underneath it is just regular. So you'll also notice that even though I put repository for CS 343-01 summer 2018 on two separate lines, it put it on the same line. So this is where that markdown link is going to be important. If you want to be able to delineate things or set up listings of things, you'll have to do it sort of like HTML, where you open an unordered list and you have each list item under it, or whatever. If you have somebody who's touched HTML before, then this is probably their job. And if not, you can just put everything into here and I'll figure it out later. I'm not worried about how pretty your readmes are. I just want to be able to get to all the info. So under contributors, it should be everybody who contributed to the thing. In this case, I'm going to say under projects, I'll go ahead and say that there's the Java concurrency, JavaFX, right? JavaFX concurrency demo projects. And we have week 8, which was Hello JavaFX. And we have Pac-Man. All right, so I have a list of projects that are kind of organized down here. Contributors usually goes last. If I were to talk about Pac-Man project, for example, I would say known issues. And known issues are going to be something along the lines of this code is a work in progress. All right, so I made some changes. I can preview them so I can make sure that everything looks okay. Adding some content in there. Again, my projects aren't listed on separate lines, but we can kind of go back and edit that. Update README for all projects. This is going to be the README on our repository. So if you have a README inside of your Eclipse project, that's awesome, but I'm not going to read it. Because you want to take that README for your project and put it into this repository README, because that's where people actually look. That's what is loaded when your code comes up in GitHub, and that's what people are actually going to see. So you can see this, you can see how the markdown kind of helps a little bit. It kind of delineates different areas. It puts this little line in there for you and puts in different sections for things. It doesn't have to be long or fancy, it just needs to list all the information that we need. So that info is on that slide is also pretty much on any Git repository that you've seen. You can use this template if you want to, but their template's very complex. I'm just kind of including that template as an FYI in the future. If you do something more complex or you just want to kind of branch out into this, you use the template, otherwise it's like way too much info. And there's so much more about READMEs. So if you talk to anybody that have their own style or their own thing for READMEs, and that's fine, I'm not trying to step on your toes there. You'll see things like how to write a great README, README best practices, what not to write in a README, things like that. But for your courses, generally what we need to know is who worked on the repository, what's the name of your project, and what's the name of your team in this case. So anything that's pertinent to this course, put into the README so that we can figure out what's kind of going on. And then obviously I need to know what doesn't work if something doesn't